bill, as they now call it, sometime next week.
In the meantime, some lawmakers are being targeted after voting no on health care. Both Democrats and Republicans have become victims of vandalism and even death threats. Ohio Congresswoman Jean Schmidt got this message on her voicemail.
Yeah, I'm glad the president passed health care. Yeah. You racist Republicans hate that, don't you? Jean Smith, when you got hit by that car or when you fell or whatever, you should have broke your back. You and Boehner, that Mitch McConnell, all you racist Republicans. Why don't y'all just change our party name to racist?
Congresswoman Jean Schmidt of Ohio joins us live this morning on the Kirby Couch. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Nice to be here.
Nice to be here. Nice to have you. I know that authorities over there think that they have narrowed it down. It's a guy from Cincinnati who made that particular phone call. We were just talking before we got started. You were speaking to some of your colleagues. Every one of them have gotten similar phone calls.
Last night, before votes, the Republican women, about 7 of us, had dinner together, and every single one of us had voicemails. I don't think theirs was as filthy as mine, but every single one of us got threatening voicemails.
And what are your thoughts when that happens?
Well, you know, unfortunately, that's the nature of the game.
Healthcare or your job?
Both. I've received this not to this degree, messages before via mail or voicemail, but the health care bill itself has really angered so many people across this nation. Most because they didn't want the bill, but I think everybody because they didn't like the process in which this bill was made. Behind closed doors, secret deals, that just didn't bode well. And so the American public is angry, and rightfully so. But to manifest it in this direction is the wrong direction.
Congresswoman, how do you feel about how this has played out this week, though, politically? Because at first, we were only hearing about the nasty things that were happening to the Democrats. And then, only then, it seems to me, that some Republicans came out and said, hey, we've been getting the same types of threats.
Well, you know, unfortunately, the funding arm of the DCCC actually sent out a fundraising letter telling people to send $5 because, you know, they were being attacked. And I don't think we should be doing that. That just hypes a bad situation. And, you know, that's why I went public with this voicemail, to show that, you know, this cuts both ways on both sides. There's anger in both sides. But to say that that anger means that it's from the Democratic camp or from the Republican camp is wrong. It's just somebody that is mad and is doing it in the wrong direction.
Do you feel safe? Because listening to that voicemail, it is disarming.
Well, I feel safe enough. You know.
Yeah. Because, and the reason we ask that is because in that particular message, the guy talks about a gun.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
And Eric Cantor's office actually was shot at.
Well, you know, I'm always a little careful. The nature of the job forces me to be a little careful.
I was surprised, perhaps naively, that the president still was talking about the bad GOP and I bring it on if you want to repeal this bill. That's not going to help anybody come together or lessen the voicemails if it's going to be that tone.
You know, we really shouldn't have anger words right now. I think the American public, come November, that's where they vent their anger, at the ballot box. And I really think that the American public should look at the candidates and invest in the candidate that they like. Mm-hmm. And if they're mad about this bill, invest in people that voted no, because there were 30-some-odd Democrats that voted no, and the Republicans that voted no, and go out there and work for them. Stuff envelopes, make phone calls, write that check. Get them back in office. And for those that voted yes, if you're mad, well, then go after them in November. But, you know, don't be violent with it.
No kidding. Yeah,
be smart about it.
Yeah, don't do anything stupid. You guys are going on a couple-week vacation, a recess, officially, Easter recess.
I'm going home to play with my grandson.
That's congratulations. But I would imagine that a number of your colleagues are going to get their ear chewed.
I'm sure that they are. What I've received, by and large, are thank you voicemails for listening. And I think that's what really angers the public the most, is that they felt they weren't being heard. And it's our job to listen to our constituents. I'm the employee. They're my employers.
Right. And our job is to listen to our producers. Unfortunately, we have to do the news.
All right.
It was great meeting you, Congresswoman.
Great meeting you.
And I'm glad everything's going to be okay.
Thank you.
Our best to your family in Ohio.
Thank you. God bless you.
Great to meet you.
Thank you.
Well, coming up right now is a couple headlines for you, because the old plan to help those struggling homeowners not apparently working. So now the administration is